Welcome to the Solbrick channel. In the previous episode I built a fire station, and that turned out so good I want to lick it. But this is not that kind of a show. No, this is a Lego layout show, and boy what a show in it. Well, anyways, I've also built this barn in an earlier episode. Since then, the state of the People's Democratic Republic of Soltown has hired a yodeler to keep the animals happy, so they will taste better after the killing. But enough of that nonsense. In this area we have a small forest of cute plastic trees. Now, trees are known as the lungs of the world, so they have to go. Shop shop! This is where I'm in today's video will expand the farm with a cow milking station, house, barn. But first, I've left this foliage over here for a reason. They are markings for where I'll place the ramp that will go up to the barn doors. That's where I've hidden the 9-volt speed regulator for one of my train tracks. The ramp will go down here, so let's check out the construction for it. First, we have this assembly of green plates. The underside looks like this, just to make it a bit more stable. I put some leaves here to cover the hard edges of the plates. The white bricks will also help out with stabilizing the build and keep the walls from collapsing inwards. That goes down here. Since it's on an angle, I'm just placing it loose on top of the base plate. The foliage on the sides keeps it in its place. You can see that I've used some yellow bricks. This one is really bad, but it looks kinda cool. I usually don't throw them away. Instead, I use them where they aren't visible, like in supporting constructions. For the first side wall, I'm going with dark gray to get a stone feel, and some brown orange and profile bricks to break up the flatness of the gray and make it look more worn. The second wall mirrors that design, but I used some other colors and more profile bricks. This side is the one that will face the viewer, so that's why it's a bit more detailed. For the slope itself, I'm putting in this larger green plate. To make it a bit more sturdy, I added a 2x plate on the underside. I'm using these Technic parts to hold the plate in place and at an angle. They will attach to the white pillar. A bit tricky to get that in without everything falling apart, like my life. There we go. The bridge part will rest on the corrugated steel panel on the barn. For the bridge, I'm using a panel and these taller brick pieces. The snot bricks goes on like so. After that, I have this hook assembly that will fit around the corrugated steel panel. You can see that it has this angle for that purpose. But first, we will not forget to put in this lovely brown door. Maybe they could use this room underneath for storage or something. Well, storage for old, yellowed, white bricks. The bridge goes on like so, and then I'm just scooching it in this way. I want to make a custom tractor at some point, but for now we'll make do with set 7634 tractor from 2009. I placed a bale of hay back here. That's a play feature. Underneath I have 2 black bricks so I can fixate it on the ramp. Pretty clever in it. I just love how that looks suspended like so. Feels like I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah, we need to put in the barn for the cow milking station house thingy. A good start for any building is plates. So here we have a bunch of dark gray ones that I prepared. This one has the food throg for the cows. Let's see, this is where the door is going to be. I need to have room between the buildings so that the tractor can come through, so I need to have the barn closer to the edge where the seaside is. And I'm going for the classic European timber framing that's quite common in southern Sweden. The walls goes down here. The other side has a similar construction. Now there will be living animals in here, so they will need some sort of airflow. So the back wall has bars as windows, and to keep that nasty cow poo smell out. That's a play feature. Before we put in the wall, I have this empty space down here, and that's where the milking system will be attached. And it looks like this. We have tubes that you can attach to the teats of the cow, and the milk pumps out through the piping and out back to the milk barrel. The way that I built this is that I put in a lightsaber blade to hold the pieces together. The trick is to have the rounded 1x1 with a hole in it a bit high up so the dish piece can attach. Now that holds together, and this attaches to the wall. Alright, the front wall has that old medieval looking door that's a bit rounded, and it's large enough to get the cows through. Let's have a look at this. I think it looks rural. Back here I'm going to build a dirt road in the future, so make sure to subscribe. This is where the dairy company can come in with lorries and then tap the fresh, nutritious milk without having to go into the barn. Let's put in the milk animal. And we need dividers to keep the cows separated, so I'm using these fences for that. For some added color, I'm placing some bales of hay in this corner and a red bucket in this other corner. Now, the outside looks pretty good like this, but I want to add a little bit more of detailing to it. So that's why I have these studs on the side. That's where these tiles goes in as timber at an angle. Looks rather smart, to be honest. Okay, so the tiles are placed in all the outer corners now. To complete this floor, I'm putting in tiles to cover the studs and to add some extra strength to the construction since the walls aren't really held together at the moment. That also works so that I easily can remove the second floor and gain access to the milking fun. What about the second floor? Well, here it is. Its main purpose is to support the roof build. It's a bit small up here and I don't really know if I should furnish it, but if you have any suggestions for what I could build up in here, well, let me know in the comments. Just look at those old small white windows. They're my favorites. And here's the roof. I made it in a similar way as I made the larger barn's roof, but I think I made the design a bit more clean and simple this time around. I've used the minifig plates once again. On the other side I placed some solar panels. Energy prices are, after all, through the roof. Put that in place like so. Wonderful. Let's shake the camera so we get a good look around the farm. I need to work some more on the mountain painting in the background to give us more of an optical depth, but they already look kind of good at a distance, especially when they're out of focus. If we move over to the side, we can see that the town area is in the distance. I think this angle and the scale of the building creates the illusion of a larger distance than what's really there. And if we move away a bit, you can see how this is just next to the beach area. Final look at the farm for this time before I make a funny outro. Here goes. So I took the liberty of milking your cow for you. Took a little while to get her warmed up. She sure is a stubborn one. It paw all at once.
We don't have a cow. We have a bull.
With that said, stay out of the nonsense, stay awesome, and please subscribe.